All right, let's try to wade through those comments. Crossing live now to John Sitilides, a geopolitical strategist and head of a consulting firm, Trilogy Advisors, LLC. Thanks so much for joining us here on the program today. A special bout of coverage here on RT International. A pretty strong statement, though. We just heard from the U.S. State Department. Any military maneuvers by NATO depend entirely on Washington, D.C. The comment by the U.S. State Department. What do you think this says? I mean, can you generalize how this talks about U.S. policy, perhaps?
Well, let's be very careful here about what exactly the State Department spokesman Ned Price said. What he simply said is that the U.S. enjoys security relations with a number of countries, in this case specifically in NATO. And in the context of this whole issue between Turkey and Greece, what we've seen here, unfortunately, is a very significant escalation of threats by the Turkish president against Greece, when in fact the two countries should be sitting down in peaceful dialogue to resort to discussion, dialogue, and all peaceful means to resolve whatever issues may be outstanding. And in fact, the problem that we have is that there are very dissimilar approaches to peace in the region from Turkey, which has an amphibious expeditionary army across from Greek islands, and Greece, which has no claims on any Turkish territory. So it's very important that we work together with our countries and our allies in the region to promote allied security interests, shared common interests based on the decisions of those respective capitals.
I wanted to ask you about Erdogan, the Turkish president, saying that ships with U.S. armored vehicles have been seen docking in the Greek islands of Lesbos and Samos. Some are saying that means the U.S. is backing Greece amid these tensions. Now, if that's true, I don't know if it is, but if it is, why would Washington be treating fellow NATO member states unequally?
I'm not sure the premise is accurate, if I can be straightforward about this. Yeah. The U.S., of course, stores nuclear weapons on Turkish soil, and it has for decades at the Incirlik Air Force Base. We have worked very closely with Turkey on a number of very difficult security issues, especially in the Middle East, in Northern Africa, and in the Black Sea region. We have also worked very closely with Greece on a number of critical issues in Northern Africa, in the Middle East, in the Aegean region, and the Eastern Mediterranean as a whole. But the Turkish government, unfortunately, is looking to distract its electorate from profound economic problems that are essentially the policy pronouncements of President Erdogan, very deleterious right before there are Turkish elections next year. My own sense is this is all part of a larger campaign to distract the Turkish electorate from their own kitchen table problems, all as a result of Erdogan's policy decisions. And it's very easy to try to distract the Turkish people using a nationalist media and a nationalist bureaucracy in Ankara to try to foment this type of mistrust and, in some cases, outright loathing of Greece, of Cyprus, which are peaceful neighbors of Turkey and are looking to be able to resolve whatever issues can be resolved peacefully, and especially in Cyprus, Rory, where Turkey has occupied northern Cyprus for 48 years in contravention of every single piece of international law and understanding. And in many ways, the occupation of northern Cyprus has set the example for a number of irredentist activities by Russia, by other countries that occupy other territories of other sovereign nations.
Yeah, it's really fascinating commentary there. It does deserve more time than what we have right now. John Sitilides, a geopolitical strategist, joining us here live on RT International. Appreciate it. Thanks for the chat.
Thank you.